But no matter what comes next, I still have to face the ending.
Let's do it.
Everyone remember your last score involving the Grey Cloaks?
Yeah, I remember we blew up the building. A little bit,
You
a little bit of
misremember.
explosives.
We did not blow up the whole building. We were contained.
We blew up parts of it.
That's important. There's a difference.
I remember panicking and shooting someone in the face.
I don't remember anything about that incident, and I don't even think I was there.
No.
You guys are new to this crime thing, aren't you?
So it looks like someone already counted down some of the rep.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think we even spent a little bit of it once we realized we could actually spend it.
Mm-hmm. Was that
Yeah,
on
I
air
think-
what you did with the downtime, or am I just misremembering?
We did the downtime
Yeah.
on air, but we spent coin for it. And then once we were reminded we could spend rep, we all spent
First
one
time.
rep and took the coin that we
the
spent back.
the coin, yeah.
Sounds good.
Because we're gonna
Because
need
we didn't
coin.
have the coin to tier up.
Well,
Right,
except for
now
me,
we'll-
I didn't have any coin to give back, so I didn't do any of that rep stuff.
That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
We need to get at least 8 coin, I think, to get to the next tier. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Either that or we need to find ourselves a patron and save ourselves 4 coin. It's one of the crew advancements.
Mm-hmm. All right. So last
Gotta
time
love
you-
seeing all these -1s here. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to make some friends.
friends.
Overrated.
Well, we still had a +2 with the Railjacks. What did we do now?
We were only at +1.
Oh, okay. I thought we had a +2 at some point.
We were gonna go down to +0.
Oh, I see. Right.
Still can.
You have 4 factions who like you a little bit,
Mhm.
so you're not in dire straits yet.
Yeah.
Well, geez, we can fix that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a third of them are refugees from a war, so I don't know.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Not a problem. We should all introduce ourselves. I'm Matthew. I'm the storyteller for Blades in the Dark. You can find me at startplayinggames.com if you're looking to get into another game of some kind. And who wants to go next? Griffin.
Hello.
Oh, well, Rafferty moved to it.
I beat you to it. Haha. Because I'm fast. I've got reflexes. Because I am Parisso, the lurker. I lurk. And what I do is obey the law at all times. Not like that terrible scofflaw Rosalind Kellis, who will soon get what's coming to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and yeah, I come from a foreign land, and it's not that important.
Next.
All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Griffin. I'm playing Edward Rockwell II. I am a spider noble from the fallen land of Scotland. And I am here more or less trying to keep everyone in line and continue doing crime.
Good luck.
Best of luck.
Uh-huh. I guess I'm next. I'm Muffin or Jamie. You can find me at Muffin Manifesto on Twitter or on my website, jamie-collette.com, or on twitch.tv/Lost Worlds Archives on Sundays, where I also play Open Legend. And today I am playing Alston Grit Haig, who definitely didn't get into trouble with an X last week.
Yeah, alright, I'm Theta. You know where to find me if you're watching this. Otherwise, welcome. I'm playing Furior Adante, otherwise known as the Professor, former professor of the Takarosi Academy. I get beaten up a lot.
Even beaten up by nature.
And that's 2 for flinching.
All right.
Remember, evil can strike at any time. Like now! Ugh!
Are we the bad guys?
No.
We don't have skulls on our uniforms yet. We're fine.
Good.
Well, I got the one on my belt buckle.
25%. We're still good. We're below the margin.
Good. Bad. These are vague terms. They need more definition.
I like to think ruthless and cunning and maybe a little bit strange.
We're not strange, we're weird.
You're weird. I'm eccentric.
I thought it was awkward. That seems more descriptive.
So, yeah.
But it is a brand new day, isn't it?
Sadly, we weren't able to steal the Grey Coat's secret cache of guns, but we were able to steal 17 of the 20 medallions. I guess we turned those over. Did they accept 17? We were short 3.
The NPC you rescued.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, and this loser.
Yep.
I think he had the
Oh,
other
yeah.
He
three.
had the other 3.
Oh, that's right. He did. Okay. Perfect job. So, yep. So, we rescued this guy, and no one died.
Always good.
And so now we have a lucrative contact. Our next goal is to get our own opium den. Yes. I suppose to do that, we would have to get some opium.
Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe find out who makes opium or brings it in, one or the other.
I'm pretty sure it grows in poppy fields. I'm actually not sure. What is the drug du jour here in the Dark Blades?
Dream Smoke is sort of like the common version, and then I think Black Lotus is your opium
Okay.
equivalent.
What is dream smoke?
It's
Go ahead.
oh, you go ahead. You might know a bit.
If I'm recalling it correctly, it's something that lets you. It's a little bit like marijuana. It relaxes you, but it also lets you spot ghosts out of the corner of your eyes and stuff like that. Lets you see weird things.
I'm not sure why you would want that. Normally, I would get intoxicated to get away from the weird things. But if people are willing to pay money, I'm thinking Dream Smoke doesn't sound like that's, well, if it's going to be a den. So Dream Smoke is a weed. And Black Lotus, I'm guessing, only grows under certain circumstances.
Yeah, it's like you take the resin from the leaves of the plant, and it puts people into like a stupor, a coma. They see like visions and shit.
Right, but usually Lotus has to grow in like a very specific type swamp environment, which makes it rare. Whereas Dream Smoke, can we grow that? Is that like cannabis, where you can pretty much grow it anywhere?
Oh,
The big
it's actually a milder formulation of Black Lotus.
Oh,
It's you take the resin. I don't know why I know so much about this. You take
Knowing
the
how to make
resin
fancy
and-
drugs, the FBI is on its way.
Yeah,
I mean, I can quote all kinds of like crazy substance, like psilocybin mushrooms or fly agaric or that kind of stuff. But I'm not sure if people are going to come to like a mushroom den. Actually, there was that guy growing mushrooms. What were those mushrooms for again?
I think food.
yeah.
The
That was
glow
more like someone
mushrooms?
just garden.
Oh, they're just a delicacy because rich people have too much money.
Well,
No,
the main staple in Dustfall are mushrooms and fish.
I can make dream essence.
What's dream essence?
A distillation of a vivid, lucid dream perfectly recreated for the user.
Do you need like orphan children
sounds
for that or something?
I don't know, it's rare, but I don't know what's made from.
I mean, I'm assuming it's made from like, brains.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of orphans in the city.
We can always make more.
I just mean that I'm specialized in making arcane things, and this is an arcane thing that I could make.
Right. Well, making a dream essence den would be pretty cool. But the question is we're going to get a payout return, because I'm assuming you have to put coin in that to get dream essence out.
Well, normally when I build stuff, I'm using coin because I'm making a high tier item. Dream essence is tier 2. It's a low tier item.
So would it be possible to build like a distillery for dream essence so we can start a dream essence den?
I think if we can get the professor the required ingredients, then that sounds like a good place to
as
start.
I can see it, we need several things for a den. First, we would need space. Then we need dirty, flea-bitten cots for people to lie on when they're in their drugged-out stupor. But actually, we're going for high-class clientele, aren't we? Because we actually want money. So we're going to have to make a nice den, which means we're going to need nice furniture, some really good... how does one imbibe dream essence? Is that inhaled, under the tongue, injected?
Well, I mean, it didn't really say, but in my imagination, I guess it's more of a liquid concoction.
So people drink it.
Drink some tea. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Which means we can water it down.
Not to say that I'm ripping from something, but my first thought was Harry Potter. You know, where Dumbledore takes the memories like a dropper and that sort of thing.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Okay, so we would need to get droppers, glassware. We would need to have some sort of fancy place to do it. But we live in the rail yards. I'm assuming this place is like, smells like ozone 24/7.
The rail yards is situated in Night Market, which isn't exactly a classy place, but it is where people who want to buy things go, whether it's illegal or not. So people may come here to pick up things. They're not likely to stay if they're a high-end customer.
Well, that's why we need to make this like a speakeasy type den. So we need to find a place that's within an area we control or can pay rent for. Then we're going to need to renovate it to make it look nice so we can attract high-class clientele. And then we're going to have a Dream Essence distillery on site. I mean, running in, a parlor is a big deal.
I mean, it seems like White Crown should be the place to go.
Do we control property in White Crown?
No, but they seem like they're helpful people over in White Crown, as opposed to everywhere else.
Where's the map? I don't think I'm on the map.
I'm just literally looking at the citizens of Duskfall. Citizens of White Crown were +1 to us. Everybody else is +0 or -1.
Well, so the problem, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the deal is that if anything happens to the den, it's very far away from us, which is good in the fact that the den gets busted. It doesn't have a direct line back to us. But it's
also,
bad.
White Crown is apparently the higher tier area, which means that any place we would get there would be more than likely either pre-furnished or, Also, it's a better quality of customer.
Right, but it's also more expensive. I'm not saying we can't do it, but I'm also saying it's going to cost more money.
Right, but also those are the people that are more likely to look upon us favorably.
So we're not going to pay rent for property. I'm just going to go and shoot someone, and then we're going to take it.
No, you're going to have to pay rent for property because someone always comes looking for it. We're going to have to...
I'm paying rent for this place. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
you
do
pay
that.
rent for this?
Yeah.
A board in
Not
the wall,
much
like,
rent,
cracks and
mind
falls
you.
down.
Not only do we pay rent, we pay property taxes for this, because if we don't, that's when the real trouble starts. If you want to go grow mushrooms in the sewer, that's all on you, buddy. Well, okay, so we would need to find a way to, if we're going to do that, set up a den, then we're also going to need like at least one trustworthy person to run it. So, because basically we would have to go up to White Crown and collect the till, because the entire purpose of running this is to generate coin. So we'd have to run it, show up, get the money, and come back. The further away it is, we would have to do like regular trips to go pick up the money. And then we have to make sure nobody's skimming or we're going to lose it or lose control. If they get raided or any other stuff, we have to protect them. These are all concerns.
I think looking at it mechanically is probably a good way to look at it too. from what I'm reading, every time we do downtime, we get money, or we have to do a downtime action to basically run the den.
No, every downtime it gives us money.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just assumed as part of what we're doing on the side is just running the den at all times, which
And
would
it really
cover
sounds like a
most
natural-
of those things.
Yeah, and it sounds like a natural fit because we need more money. It's right there on the thing, and we're smugglers. I mean, all of this just sounds to me like it's good business.
Right. So what we need is again a place and suppliers.
Mhm.
Well, I suppose we could go looking into that. I'm still voting for running a secret speakeasy here at Night Market, but I would agree that if we could get a place in White Crown, that really sounds like Bishop's category here.
Right. I could throw out some feelers. I don't suppose any of you are already Dream Smoker addicts or anything of the like. I hadn't really asked before because I didn't care.
I teetotal.
Okay. Well, so not you and not me, and slowly turn to the professor, slowly turn away, and not Grit.
Oh yeah, the professor's been great. Ever since all of his nerve endings were destroyed, he doesn't feel any more pain. Slap him right in the back.
Sounds like he doesn't need a single
he's
thing at
dead.
all.
Oh wow. Dibs on his stuff. Wait, you're not dead. You just said you were dead.
I have to pull another one out of the cloning vat. Don't mind.
Oh, hate that I keep falling for that.
So it's about now. Your lair is quite secure,
Mhm.
but there is a knock on the door.
We'll
Well
fix
then.
that. I'll go grab the lever that opens the trap.
Yeah, I'll like tilt my head to Grit to go and like just vet whoever's at the door for me.
Ah, too slow. Damn it.
I guess I open the door.
You're the doorman. You're supposed to be intimidating and not let
You
anyone
are-
in who doesn't have business.
You
Yeah, all right. I got your rent and taxes right here.
So Grip pulls open the door, and it's not the guy for the rent. It's a middle-aged woman, kind of on the small side. And when she looks up, her eyes have a slight glow to them. Good day, sir. I'm here to speak with the professor and his crew.
Who told you the
Professor!
was here?
Your girlfriend's here.
That's impossible. She died in a fire.
Hey, you survived the fire.
Yeah, well, you don't see her here with me, do you?
Well, she's right there.
And Professor, as you look over, it's Sylvia. Celia. Damn, I'm bad
Oh.
with names.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I would have to be told that unless it's the same body as before.
It's got that faint glow in the eyes you've gotten used to.
Okay. Oh yes, my girlfriend.
I'll start to tear up. This is so romantic.
Also,
Now
sometimes
we
my
know what drug he goes for. He just likes the women. I understand.
also
now.
sometimes my
Perfect.
boyfriend. Sometimes
Likes
animals.
many people.
You do you.
Professor grows up so fast.
Come in. What do you need?
Well, as we discussed last time, I was going to need a favor from your crew at some point, and that time's come.
Okay.
There's been an incident in Silk Shore with a man who feels that trapping certain ghosts is within his rights.
And you want what?
There are a couple unique bottles he has with certain spirits in it that I want brought to me. Whether you buy them, take them, end this man's life and claim what is his. I don't care how it's done. I just need the 3 unique bottles he has. And she reaches into her pouch and pulls out a sketch of these. They look like normal bottles, but with some kind of decals. They look fancy.
Understood. Do you have like a name and an address to go with that, or am I just gonna be looking for bottles? everywhere in Silkshore?
I don't know. He's someone who is going out of his way to capture ghosts.
So you don't know who it is.
No. You're resourceful, though.
That we are. Alright, well, I guess I'll call you back sometime.
Edward's
she
just
gives a
watching this,
nod
trying to
and
contain a
heads out.
giggle.
Say what?
Edward is just like trying to contain a little bit of giggle, watching the professor like do this bit of negotiation.
Oh, I'm not negotiating. The negotiation already happened. They get to
Oh
call
yes,
in.
I noticed that you already sold us off to the highest bidder. Good job.
Hey, you got helped by it.
I never denied that.
Yeah,
You just
this is the comeback. The negotiation happened when we needed something. We got it. A favor was asked. The favor's come back. Now we have this.
At least by the sounds of it, straightforward if we can find who this wherever this person is. I suppose I'm asking people around town for multiple things these days then. Come on, Grit, we're going for a stroll.
Right,
Well,
boss.
Professor, I want you to know that now that you've broken up with your girlfriend, like, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. That's so tragic.
I didn't break up with my girlfriend.
Oh, wait, she's gonna come back?
Oh, I
That's
mean,
right.
everybody comes back eventually. It's a world
That's
of
right.
ghosts that we live in.
Well, unless they're disintegrated by electricity.
Yes, unless they're disintegrated by electricity.
Well, stay strong, my friend. So we're just gonna let, I guess, the two hoity-toities go. Did you guys need me to come with you or anything, or does the professor need me here?
If you want to come along for the walk, I don't mind.
We're going to White Crown? Sure.
Well, should be Silkshore, shouldn't it?
Oh no, we're going
Right.
to Silkshore. Are we going to Silkshore first to deal with Professor's girlfriend's problem?
Right, let's deal with the favor first, and then we'll come back for our den of iniquities.
That sounds more like my style. Sure. I gotta go climb on rooftops and strike dramatic poses for no one to see.
All right. Well, time for us to begin our investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And I could go around asking people like, "Hey, do you know someone who happens to be capturing ghosts?" But this is kind of not normal behavior because first of all, the government organization already takes care of ghosts by eliminating them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And this person is being a creeper and keeping them bottled. So I don't think that's free talk people are engaging in. So now that I have my heavy in tow, I think it's time to ask some very poignant questions with
All right.
command.
What kind of people are you asking?
Well, we already know some of the down low folks and people who deal with strange things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that would be the first place to kind of go to. I don't know. I'm trying to formulate this in my head. Grit, hit me with an idea.
Um,
Am I being terribly stupid here?
why don't we just ask around?
Well,
Oh, we can set a honey trap. I heard about this one. What we need is a ghost.
Right. I get out my knife and try to stab Grit.
whoa, hold up now. He's valuable, unlike other people.
Okay, I'll try to stab Bishop.
Hey, I'm even more valuable. Watch where you're swinging that.
Right. I'll be back. I'm going to Rosalind Kellis's house.
Maybe our sight should be even lower.
So just remember, you all have friends that you know, as well as the crew itself has a couple contacts.
Hmm.
If you're just going to the general populace of an area, you could certainly try that.
Right. I guess in terms of like at least my personal contacts, I don't think either of mine would have any idea where to start with this. Do you either of you two have one?
We're searching for a ghost.
I mean,
There's someone who's hunting ghosts.
my best friend in the city is a corpse thief. I don't know how much closer you get to ghosts than that.
Right.
Pretty
So-
close.
A corpse thief is someone who tries to show up before the spirit wardens get there and take the body for, people who may pay for such things.
Hmm.
Right, but I
Why-
mean that if a ghost is released upon the death of a person, then a corpse thief who rushes to the scene of the crime might be closer to ghosts than anybody else.
Well, why
Like,
are
it
we
takes the ghosts a couple days to get out of the body sometimes. It could be hours to days. That's why the spirit wardens are so important.
Why are we looking at Silk Shore?
Because that's where Sally has said that he operates.
Welcome back to the conversation, Pariso. You stared at my girlfriend, but you didn't listen.
No, I heard, but I was some of it was a little low in volume. So,
We do have our spirit trafficker who might know of such things. Whether or not they interact with it directly, I'm sure they have associates who may or may not have heard of this activity, and maybe
What
they
if we
benefited
don't-
from it in some way.
What if we don't even have a ghost, but we say we have a ghost that needs dealing with, and we're looking to hire someone to bust it?
I think in general that would fall into why not just have the state deal with it kind of territory.
I'm pretty sure
Well-
ghost busting is a function of the state.
Exactly. That's half the problem
I mean,
here.
it depends if you follow the
Maybe
rules
we
of the
just
EPA.
don't want the spirit wardens poking around our business.
Mhm.
And so we're looking for a private buster of ghosts.
Right. Which I think means that probably our spirit trafficker might be the best person to go to first.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
So-
good to me.
So let's set up a meeting with Niley and see what she has to say.
Right? So, through the grapevine, or however you contact this particular contact, Niley meets up with a lot of you.
Hmm. Pleasure to see you again, of course.
Pleasure's all mine. I haven't seen you since the Grom family.
They're still doing well, all in one piece too, fortunately. A little bit of trouble, but at least nothing that anyone ever needs to know about. But I do think I intend to we should get some more business done with you at some point. But I've actually come to ask about a different matter
Oh?
entirely. You see, apparently there's someone else out there doing the job of the state, but doing it for their own profit or amusement, I assume. Apparently they're capturing Ghost.
Yeah?
I don't suppose you've heard of anyone quite like that, operating somewhere in Silkshore.
Oh, well, now that I have a place to look, I can think of a couple who could probably get you that if that's what you need. What's it for?
I gotta rack my brain for that. What's the thing to say about this? We're doing a private favor and starting a collection.
Oh, okay. So, what kind of ghosts are you looking for then?
We actually do have rendering of the bottles themselves, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull out that drawing, set that on the table in front of us, and just kind of go. I believe they would be the types that would be captured in these sort of bottles. I'm not certain myself if that means anything about them in particular.
So she looks them over for a few moments. Those look pretty well made. That's not what you'd pick up usually. There's a guy in Tangletown who deals in a lot of this stuff. I could get you in touch with him if you're willing to make the walk.
Well, I have nothing else to do but use my feet today.
Okay. Okay. Give me an hour and then make your way to Tangletown. I will flag you down when you get there.
Very well then. We shall see you there.
Good. Good. Don't get yourself in too much trouble, though.
Oh, I'm trying not to. The less effort I have to put into this, the better.
Okay. And she makes her leave with the four of you.
And I suppose we're on our way to Tangletown. And I'll just sort of like look over to Priest and you don't think there's going to be any kind of trap involved with all of this, do you?
Man, I
Almost
hope
certainly.
so.
I see. Well, keep on watch then. Great is good for drawing the attention away. I'm sure you can use that to your advantage. And here we are. The Ease, Fogcrest, Watershed, the park.
Oh wow, we're gonna have to take the boat to Tangletown, aren't we?
Yep.
Well, there's a bridge.
Tangletown is considered neutral grounds. There is not supposed to be any conflict between gangs and that, and the Bluecoats tend to not step foot on it.
Ah.
They just block the river like that? They let them squat there?
It's a whole bunch of crashed ships tied together.
Sargasso, if you would say.
Do you want to put money into keeping your infrastructure intact? Nah,
It's in the middle of a thoroughfare and these people aren't paying any taxes.
They can go around.
You gotta report them to the Bluecoats.
I'm sure they'll get right on top of it.
I'm pretty sure the Bluecoats shake them down every now and then, so that would make sense.
Or shake down the higher gangs that ensure that this neutral ground stays in check.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. But Tangletown is neutral ground, which means we can stab anyone we want.
No.
Maybe that we ought
Oh,
not
you're welcome
to.
to try.
Well, just sounds like a terrible place. All right, so we gotta go looking for a guy there.
That's right.
All right.
Or rather,
Okay.
we're looking for a contact again who will wave us down and show us the way.
Is there a boat available?
We have ours.
No, our boat's unreliable. Sometimes it's not available.
We also have our own boat, too.
Oh, we do? Nice.
It's not a fancy one, but you have something very simple to get you around town, I would imagine, by now.
It's buoyant, the essential quality of a boat.
Or at least I assumed we always had access to the boat, but the crew would be
You
maybe
always
sometimes not able.
Yeah, you always have access to the boat. I think it's the
Mhm.
Oh,
crew
the
that's
crew is
unreliable.
something that's missing. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Is our crew available?
Let's give that a quick roll. They are.
Okay, good. So yeah, no, I'll come with you guys to Tangletown. Professor, are you staying back at base, or are you gonna come with us?
I don't see any reason why I wouldn't come with.
Okay,
I mean,
let's
other
go.
than the fact that I'm on
Okay.
the verge of death, but that's just a minor hindrance.
Hey.
You walk it off.
Remember, no one's allowed to kill you but me. That's a rule.
Some fresh coal-fueled air will really get you going.
Well, then, if I die, blame yourself or God.
I certainly will blame God.
All right. So you make your way to Tangletown, a lot of you on boat. There's plenty of places to tie off nearby. It's a mess of a number of ships tied together and makeshift shops throughout. Wander around, most of the people there look like criminals. Most of them aren't hiding it while they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually see Nile waving you down in front of a kind of like half propped up shop. There's some boards nailed together to make kind of like a stall. It looks as, permanent as anything on Tangletown.
What a bunch of trash. At least we don't have to stay here long.
That's the spirit.
And as she waves you down, you make your way to the stall. You can see this guy sells a lot of spirit charms and a lot of other items that would be considered legal, as it were.
Oh, hey, Prof, do you see anything you need?
I doubt it. I mean, there's only one thing. What are you talking about?
When people are selling contraband here, let me know if you see anything you need.
I mean, Not unless there is a spirit crystal orb.
That guy's got a shiny crystal.
Is vaguely round.
I don't.
That one's selling a bucket of shards of broken glass.
That
Let's
one's
see what's
writing
at the bottom.
spirit on
Well.
something with a Sharpie.
A spirit crystal orb is rare, so I don't know that some guy on the street would just be selling it.
Probably
Right.
not.
Very unlikely. But yeah, we're proceeding. We're following.
So
See where we go.
she waves you down. This is Anthony. Anthony, these are the guys I was telling you about. Show them what you have. And this, what looks like elderly man, kind of goes to the back of his stall and pulls up a small box, but he seems to be struggling with it as he gets to the counter. And he opens the lid, and there's packed with some cloth and other things. And as he unwraps it, box could hold probably like 6 or 7 bottles, but there's only one in it. It's very fancy, not the same design as your sketch, but certainly fancy looking.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this almost seems about right. Where did you get this?
No,
Who provides them?
Who provides them? This is an empty one. I craft them myself. It just takes some time.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh, I thought you were selling them filled. That's understandable.
No, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. But I take it they're a bit of a hot commodity. You've already sold off quite a bit.
Well, they take a long time to make, and I've sold a couple recently, but it takes a good eye to see the quality, and not everyone is concerned with quality over quantity. If you want something simple, he kind of gestures to the shop filled with other more mundane looking bottles. I have plenty of those as well.
I see. Someone is very concerned with quality, though. Who came in and purchased them already?
I don't know if I should really pass that on. I'm sure he wouldn't be happy about that.
It's all right. We're friendly. We're just making inquiries. I'm a fine and upstanding person. Sway. Oh dear. I don't have that actually.
Oh.
I'm actually not good at lying. Someone back me up quick.
I don't know that any of us are good at it.
Oh no.
I kind of assumed that you were.
We've got someone who can
I've
consort
gained
with
one
things.
resolve experience this entire game so far, by the way.
We've got to get ourselves in a more desperate situation so we can farm some XP.
We could always just change tact and start harassing the man, but... Oh dear. Do I just go for... Yeah, I'll just go for it. I'm just gonna boost it with stuff. Give me a devil's bargain here.
Devil's bargain would be that he's going to tip off the person is being looked for.
Sweet. Alright, so I think that would boost me up to exactly 1 die to begin with, right?
Yep. And give you a bonus of 1.
I can
Alright.
spend a stress to help you out. I can Grit just lays down some local knowledge. So
I'm guessing this is controlled right now.
Yeah, you're in no dangerous situation, really.
Alright, standard. And Grit's helping me, so I got 2 bonus dice off my 0. And to get 2 3s.
Well, this isn't something I should share. He works very closely with the Alistar. No, I don't think I'm going to reveal his name today.
Well, maybe not his name. That I can understand, but maybe his business. Maybe some way we could encounter or get in contact with him.
There's somewhere in Fogcrest, a bar he frequents. If you ask around down by Old Blue Alley and Wizard's Way, the bar there, I'm sure he'll hear about it.
Oh,
see.
yeah, I know the one. Had a cousin what worked there, I think.
Oh, so you're already familiar. Wonderful.
Yeah, cousin died, though. Alcohol poisoning.
I will remember that we should not order any drinks while we're there.
Well, it's just more that you shouldn't order 30 drinks in one night.
You know, that's also very fair. Somewhere between 0 and 30. Still, thank you. Thank you for your assistance. How much are these bottles going for? And I'll engage him a little bit in some glassware discussion and maybe get a couple just to show off.
Yeah, are you looking for the expensive one or just the regular?
I'll probably buy some regulars. I'm not that rich.
There.
And I'm not catching ghosts either. Here we go. Something to pretty up the base, everybody. It's blue.
All right, so with that, you leave the stall. Alia gets back to her job.
Mm-hmm. All right,
What
no
else
long
do you
need
do?
to keep her here. Well, we got a bar, and we know where to go. Now we just got to go poke around over there.
All right, ready to poke. I get out my poking knife.
A little less vigorously.
Fine, I get out the smaller poking knife.
Perfect. Yeah, so I think that's our intent. We're going to continue following up.
All right, so you make your way to this bar. And who wants to give me a name for this place?
What, for a
Stacy's.
bar?
Yeah, for a bar.
Stacy's Bar. And got it where you are.
The long shot.
Hey, this
Hey,
game has
there you go.
firearms, so I can do finger gun.
Yeah.
I like the long shot.
Long shot sounds pretty good.
I mean, it's still owned by Stacy, but they changed the name a couple years back.
Yeah, Stacy left, so now it's the long shot. Longest shots in town.
No, the tax man came and he said, "It's gonna be a long shot for you to pay all these bills." She said, "Fuck you, tax man," and renamed her bar.
Who's Stacy? don't
She's
know
your
that.
mom.
This is the long shot. We don't know who Stacy is.
All right. So you guys make your way to this place. There's a lot of unsavories there.
We need some unsweets to balance out the unsavories.
This place isn't as dressed up as the northern part of Silk Shore. This is where more the residents tend to live. So it'd be probably close to a dive bar, but there's still some money here.
Ah, yes, the working class, salt of the earth. Let's blend right in.
Yes, because that's definitely what we all are. Just working class folk.
How do you do, fellow stevedores?
All right, how's the crew approaching this?
Casually. Gonna go in, sit down, order a drink or two, and just start some nice conversation. I'm going to attempt to be subtle.
All right, it's pretty packed in here, so there's a number of faces, a number of people.
Mm-hmm.
How are you broaching the topic of I need trapped spirits in a bottle?
Again, definitely subtly. Probably more to the tune of just going, it's like, oh yes, I heard my neighbor actually had a bit of a problem once where they had this, or they had a spirit that managed to get away, just caused trouble for days and days, but we couldn't find anyone to help. Even the state would ignore it because they didn't want to come around this side of town.
All right, any of you, do you guys want to do group consort, or do you want to leave it to Bishop?
Group consort sounds like a good way to handle it.
Yeah, I think while Edward is hitting up the general clientele, Grit is talking to the staff, and it's just like, sharing local stories.
So if I
Mhm.
participate
Mhm.
in your consort, but I roll badly, I give
I
you
take
stress
stress.
points. Right, you take stress points, which could kill you.
I'm currently on 0 stress. There would need to be, I think, 1 point of stress per person who fails, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't possibly get terrified by this.
So do you
But the
want me
group
to?
takes the best result.
You can definitely go for it if you want to.
Sure, it's your stress.
I'll work
Do you
it
have
off
any
later.
dice in consult?
No.
I see. It's that.
I'm
it's the
very
risky
certain this
gamble.
is our worst attribute right now.
I thought sway was your worst attribute.
Yeah, sway is definitely
Well,
the
I mean,
worst.
resolve as a whole for everybody.
They're all
Oh,
the
yes.
worst. So this is controlled?
This is still a controlled situation.
Yeah.
Okay, controlled, standard. And I guess
Woohoo,
the
that's a
question
one.
is, would this count as consort for gathering info on a target for a score?
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and add the extra die. Hey, we got a 6 in there.
All right.
I have not rolled, but I
Yes,
suppose
but
it
I have
doesn't
a
matter
one.
now.
Yeah.
So
it's
I've
still
taken
good.
1 stress.
Make that 2 stress, buddy.
I've taken 2 stress.
You know what? I want to get on this stress Edward out game.
Everyone is having fun, just making things worse for Edward.
So Edward's being real subtle about this. The other two are not so much, but he's able to smooth it over. And you're talking to one of them. It's like, you know who can help you with that? There's someone here. They work for the Church of Ecstasy. And the person starts looking around and points over to a table in the corner. They usually sit over there. And they can't quite see over the
Mhm.
crowd. There's definitely people over there.
Grit, do you want to do an aggressive seating arrangement?
Sure. Oi,
You might
you,
need to bring
move!
a couple chairs.
Hey, I like grab a chair and just start pushing people out of the way with it.
All right, so
Thunk
is
the
whole
chair
crew
down
making
in front of the
their way over
table.
there?
I will at least be taking Grit, because I need at least one person to my side, but I'm going to leave Pariso and the Professor to do as they will in this situation.
All right, so Paresso and Professor, what are you guys doing while they're pushing their way through the bar?
I guess I'm asking any prostitutes how well their how well their pimps are treating them, and if they consist leaving their current employment to come work at my opium den. I'm not doing a very good job of it since I've rolled a 1. Also, I've become
Do
distracted.
you like hard drugs and illegal activity and speaking about it in a public bar?
How do you feel about having relations with someone who's so drugged up they're beyond impotent, but will blame you personally for any failings of the romantic encounter? Be honest. I mean, I'm just over here rolling 1s, so
It's all good. I'm not going to add anything to that clock. I just figured it needs to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
And Professor.
Oh, I'm just watching him do it.
All right. So Bishop and Grit, you push your way there. And as the guy said, Bishop, there's a woman there with robes from the church. And sitting across from her is a pretty familiar face. And even more familiar to you, Grit.
Mm.
You see Grace sitting there.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. Just narrow my eyes. We have to stop running into each other like this.
I don't suppose you two fine women would mind if us gentlemen were to take a seat with you, would you?
And Grace looks at Grit. She looks a little disappointed and then sees the guy who threw trance dust in her face a few days ago. And you.
Slumber essence.
You son of a bitch. You cost me 3 coin.
Well, I mean, it was important.
Just a little bit of business, but I believe there's a chance for us to make that up to you.
Yeah, and how's that?
Well, hear me out. We are in a little bit of a need for a few things lately, and I am willing to pay the favor for you. Now, you see, I understand we cost you a little bit of trouble, and I think we can make that back up for you.
And how do you intend to do that?
Um, and this is where I probably need Grit's help, because I have no idea what Grace's business is. Grit's gonna have to inform me.
I mean, she's an extortionist, is what she is. So mostly information on rich people she can leverage.
Who do you want to throw under the bus?
Who do we want to throw under the bus? This is a good question. I probably need to. My brain is not spinning on this as properly as it should, but I do need to push the conversation a little bit in the direction of, intimating that, well, you saw what we did last time, and we're ready to do it again. Just maybe for her this time.
And she raises an eyebrow. You mean trash someone's place?
Well, that seems to be the sort of business you're in, isn't it?
And her eyes look at the person sitting across from, looks to you, looks at the person across from her.
We were recovering some assets for a client in White Crown. Someone who really ought not to be dealing in said kind of assets.
Oh? I'm listening.
I mean, we don't give away information for free. You taught me that.
That's fair. That's fair. But you owe me. I told you where that guy was.
I think Grit looks at Edward and it's like, are you willing to throw the Grimm family under the bus here?
Definitely not.
Yeah. They're like our only friends right now.
Yeah, so I just look at you and give you a little shake.
It's like, above my pay grade, sorry.
How about this? You obviously want something from either me or my friend here. I want something that was picked up and not delivered properly. How about I tell you my problems, you tell us yours, and we can see if we can help each other out.
I think that sounds like a grand place to start. A little bit of honesty between each other. Alright, so I'm ready to hear her problems.
So the Deathland scavengers were picking up for us. And they've been in a little bit of trouble with the blue coats recently. And they decided rather than delivering what we wanted, they would sell it off to people I am not a huge fan with. One of the minor cults in town ended up getting this object rather than myself, and if I gave you the address, could you go maybe pick up a small statue? Maybe the length of your arm?
It doesn't sound like there's any difficulties in transporting that around. In fact, a little bag ought to be enough. Unless there's something more serious to worry about in its transportation. Or
Well,
is the biggest concern just the people holding on to it?
Well, I promised people holding on to it a coin for it, and We sent the money and the object hasn't come. I don't know what happened to it.
Ah, I see.
I assume they still have it.
Well, this definitely sounds like our sort of business of late, just making sure people go through with their payments. I think that sounds like a simple enough job, but color me a little suspicious, of course, but that's not going to sway me either.
And what did you need?
I'll go ahead and I'll pull out the little piece of paper with the drawings and slide them forward again and just say, there's a few ghosts that have been captured lately in very fancy bottles. And of course, I'm a fan and I'm looking to start a collection.
So, Grace takes a look at the paper, gives a shrug, hands it across to the priestess sitting over there, who gives a quick nod, and then hands it back to Grace. Grace turns to you. We think we know someone who may have these.
I thought as much. And I don't mind whatever business they happen to be involved with, of course. Not mine if I don't have to care about it.
So you just want these bottles, or do you want where the person lives? What are you looking for in exchange?
If I could receive the 3 bottles that I am looking for, then all will be well.
Okay, you go pick up the item we're looking for. We'll go pick up these bottles and we'll exchange them where?
I suppose we ought to think of a neutral ground for this. And there's probably plenty of choices for that, aren't there?
What about Coleridge?
How about Tangletown?
She kind of sways back and forth for a second and bites her top lip. All right, we'll trade in Tangletown. How many days do you think it'll take you to get this?
Give us 3 days and we'll return to you.
All right. And she gives you the address.
Okay. I'll reach out my hand to shake hers on the deal and go, nearest to maybe politer interactions in the future.
We can certainly hope.
Meanwhile, I imagine like another hand is like in my coat, just on the bottle. It's like maybe I need to make a quick escape. Maybe this was the wrong idea.
Grace, this statue, was it really meant to be delivered to you, or do you just want us to steal it?
It was supposed to come from us from the scavengers. They said they
Alright.
sold it to this cult. We sent money to the cult. We didn't get the object. I can send you where the cult is, and I trust you to figure it out from there.
Good.
All right.
I think that's all we should need. And of course, I suppose any hearsay you already know about this cult. You've supposedly had to investigate it yourself in the first place.
Mm-hmm. They're part of the conglomeration of the Forgotten Gods, but they're just a small subsect.
So, nobody big and nobody interesting. Well, simple enough.
It should be. Just I don't have the muscle with me right now to go take it by force.
Of course.
Shame about that.
Just-
Unless you're looking to come back, Greg.
And it like narrows his eyes. This is the
I'm
worst
afraid I
idea
have
ever.
to inform you that his employment contract with me is, well, rather ironclad at this time. He's just simply not able to change positions for some time. Maybe come back in a few years on that. There's plenty of people who want grit around them.
I can imagine. So 3 days, Tangletown. We'll have these bottles.
Indeed, that is my guarantee.